Ever wondered how safe your online activities really are? How secure is your digital footprint? In the vast realm of the internet, privacy and security are paramount. Without adequate protection, your personal data might be at risk. There are solutions to these issues, and today we're going to talk about two of them. Introducing Liberty Laptops from Calyx Solutions. These cutting-edge devices are meticulously designed to bolster online privacy, providing you the liberty to surf the internet incognito. The World Wide Web can be a wild frontier, but with Liberty Laptops, your online privacy is always protected. We also present you Crypto Laptops, designed with cryptocurrency users in mind. Equipped to support a myriad of wallets and exchanges, these laptops are tailored for seamless cryptocurrency transactions. They offer enhanced security protocols to keep your digital assets safe. Crypto Laptops ensures a secure and smooth cryptocurrency experience. It's time to take control of your online privacy and security. Venture over to Calyx Solutions and explore our Liberty Laptops and Crypto Laptops. Don't forget, our affiliate program lets you earn $50 per sale. Visit calyxsolutions.io now or call 7028458276 for more information, because your online safety is our priority.
You're damn right it is. What's going on, Patrick? How are you, brother?
No, I'm having fun. How about you?
Absolutely adoring life. It sure is getting kind of interesting, isn't it?
Sure is.
All right, let's jump right in here. How's the weather up in St. Louis? Are you guys freezing to death?
It's glorious. We're yesterday was in the 60s. You left at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Yesterday was in the high 60s. My truck actually said 72 at one point.
Wow.
And today we're in the 50s. So
there you go.
Rain's supposed to show up, maybe a splash tomorrow, and then Saturday and Sunday. So Valentine's Day is going to get rained on, but we need to wash away the salt.
Yeah. It's, boy, cars, at least when they were actually made out of metal, they used to get eaten up, man. Just rust everywhere.
Right, but now that you have cheap ass bodies and they're not using metal.
Let's just call them what they are. They're paper mache.
Oh yeah. And then there are the ones, like the smart cars, those small little things. Oh my Lord. How many times did it take? It was Fiat had some of those smart cars that they sent over, and they had to go, I think it was 5 trials before they finally passed.
They were junk.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Absolute garbage.
All right, let's jump right in here. El Paso, Texas. Apparently, earlier this morning, we had an emergency. We had to shut the airport and surrounding areas. We had to shut down all of the flights, everything. Everything in the air was shut down.
FAA shut down for 10 days.
Yeah. That's what's weird. It's now, mind you, they have lifted that now.
Right.
All safe. We went from 10 days to, we're good. We're good. There's nothing to see here.
Well, it was 10 days with absolutely no reason behind it.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, the air traffic controllers are telling planes that they can't land, that we're inbound. You can't land here because we got a 10-day shutdown. What?
Yeah. It's like, wait. You realize that I'm in the air, right?
Yeah.
And you're telling me I have to actually get out of the air. There's only 2 ways I can do that. I land or I crash.
Right.
And let's all remember, these airplanes, if they have a short flight, they aren't fueled up all the way.
Right.
They're like, we're just heading from California over to such and such. We'll need maybe a half a tank. So they fuel up. If they're almost fucking there and they're like, oh, you got to turn around. They're like, okay, we're gonna turn around and we're gonna land on fumes.
And what the FAA said was that they had put out what is called a notice to airmen. The acronym is a NOTAM, and no flights would be able to operate in the airspace over El Paso and the neighboring communities of St. Teresa, New Mexico, and Juarez on the Mexican side shut theirs down too. So, and the FAA only has responsibility for the U.S. airspace, so it didn't go into much detail about the restrictions. But that NOTAM, that airspace is classified as national defense airspace, and deadly force can be used on aircrafts if they are determined to pose an immediate security threat.
Yep. I heard, and I checked it, and it is true. We have not had one of these alerts since 9/11. Because there are levels that they can report or say, hey, we got a little bit of something, let's limit flights.
Oh, they went to DEFCON 5 right away.
They went to shut that bitch down. Shut it down now. And I would feel more at ease if they would have shut it down and then kept it shut down. Because if you're gonna shut it down, just like you said, we're going to DEFCON 5. We're just or whatever that would be reverse, right? We are in DEFCON 1. Shut it all down. And then an hour and a half later, maybe 2 or 3 hours, they're like, "Now we're good." Wait, what? That's like your house is on fire, and you fucking dial 911, and then an hour later, you're like, "Oh, never mind. It's just a fireplace. We didn't realize it was isolated." That seems, and let me get your opinion of this. I think that we Americans, we've had an illusion of security and an illusion of how intelligent the government really is.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I believe that. We've been hoodwinked on a number of fronts.
Yeah, we think that the government has complete, we got this under control. All good. Don't you guys worry. You go to work, when in reality, they're flying blind. They know about as much as we know. And that's kind of good, but also kind of bad. Like, they're releasing the Epstein files. I don't think they know what's in it. I really don't think anyone has a clear vision of what this is or what was going on. Because I don't think there's an overlooking of of everything. I don't think there's one group in Washington, D.C. who's just running all of it. And they know up to date information. They know all of the deepest and the darkest secrets. And I think it's just a clusterfuck that we see as one entity. That's a government. That's a federal government. Well, there's over 450 bureaus in the federal government. I don't think anyone can really know what is going on in all of those at once, at least not accurately. And I think what we're seeing is the government is, at least under Trump, they're trying to release information, but it's so unorganized. There's no rhyme or reason. Everything's fucking redacted. What's crazy is the DOJ asked for all of the documents the CIA, the FBI, everyone had on Epstein. All of them they received were already fucking redacted.
And that's what was released with the 6 names in it, was documents that had been given to the DOJ by the FBI. And so they had to go back to the copies of those emails with the 6 names in it that preceded the redaction to get Massey and Kana off their backs. And those guys were right. Those congressmen were right. Why are you redacting this? And in so many cases, that's the truth. I will say this, that I'd rather have them redact it and protect somebody and then find out, oh, we protected the wrong person. We got called on it. We looked. We went back to the unredacted version. And no, that SOB's name should have been out there. I'd rather have them fail to the side of caution and not have a victim identified.
Yeah, and it, from what I've heard, and this seems accurate because of what I've seen, a lot are probably half of the victims were also helping to recruit other women.
Well, that's true, but you're also dealing with the Stockholm syndrome at that.
Yeah, how do you handle that? It's
well, that's a valid question. That's a valid question.
Do you prosecute them, or I mean, it's. But then that also touches on, all right, if you have a kid who has been fucking abused his or her whole life, and then they commit a crime, are they held responsible? I mean,
yeah, it's a fair question, and I don't know. I don't know. There's a good question. There's a good question in the comments. Yes.
Are we getting close to Dick Giles puking in the halls of Congress? Yeah, I think what's going on right now is the illusion of the government is collapsing. And what it is for the longest time, we actually thought, yeah, there was some corruption. Yeah, there was some kind of shenanigans. What we're realizing is it's so unorganized and and it's so large that when you look at it, what you originally thought was this huge organization is really just a large group of bureaus that aren't really organized. And there's zero oversight because there's so many of them. I mean, how we have bureau after bureau after bureau. Then we have oversight committees. We have we have a U.S. House of Representatives that are overwhelmed with just oversight. They have this huge fucking corporation, and they have so many managers and middle managers and middle managers that all they do is manage. But it's so large and there's so much money, you can't manage it. It is a swamp of fucking bureaucracy that you can't have oversight in. I think that's why Elon Musk went in there. I mean, this guy knows how to organize shit. He walked in there and he's like, all right, let's see what we got. And when he left, he was like, yeah, this is fucked. This is Philly fucked. We are so fucked. This cannot be fixed. And he realizes it. I mean, you know you're a shit organization if Elon Musk looks at you and goes, yeah, there is no hell. In fact, he had an interview last week where he actually said, if all of the fraud was removed from the federal government, the U.S. economy would collapse. Let that sink in. So the economy is a lot of government fraud. And if we remove the fraud, it's exactly what we heard over in the Middle East. Well, we can't get rid of the poppy seed farms. That's what the economy's based on. On the drug trade. So we have to continue to produce drugs. So the economy keeps humming along.
Oh yeah. You have the addiction side of it, and then you have the rehabilitation side of it. You have the agricultural side of it, and then you have the governmental side of it, where palms are getting greased, and you can't stop that. It was alleged that Pam Bondi made a comment about pursuing all of the people that are showing up in the Epstein files. I haven't seen proof of this yet. I heard it, and I kind of scratched my head, but it fit in with what you just said that Elon had said. She said, if we pursue all of these people, the system will collapse.
And she actually said that. I saw it in a press conference.
Okay, then collapse the system.
That's how I feel about it. It's like, fuck it. If we're living in illusion, then fuck the illusion. You know, it's that's the equivalent of New York in like the 1918s, 1920s, into the 30s. Well, we can't shut down alcohol because, you know, the city revolves around alcohol and all this other shit. And then as soon as they shut it down, here comes all of the whiskey runners and all that shit. Then as they removed,
You mean the Kennedys?
yeah. And then once it was legal again, the whole other argument was, well, we have a lot of people who are employed in running alcohol, so they handed out more liquor licenses because they couldn't arrest everyone, so they gave out liquor licenses to all of. It's just like weed. I have a friend who lives out in California. Even closer. I had a friend who lived out in fucking Potosi, Missouri, and they grew a ton of weed back in the day.
Oh yeah.
And my friend out in California is now one of the leading legal weed growers. He
was growing it illegally for so long.
Yeah. Because he had all the equipment, he had all that shit, he had the land, he had the hydro. I mean, he had it all set up. And he literally went and applied for a license. They gave him a license. I think he has eight or 10 places where he sells his weed. I mean, it
wow. Copperhead Road goes full circle.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's incredible watching this all fucking play. Because what I think's happened is the internet has allowed information to dissolve the illusion of what we thought the government was. And now we're seeing the underbelly of that fucking creature. And we're like, it looks a little rotten under there. Not realizing it's always been like that. It's always been rotten. Because it's who do we want in the government? We want the best of the best, the brightest of the brightest. Who do we get? Not the best of the best, not the brightest of the brightest. Because why would you, if you're a high energy, very smart person, why would you get a job with the government that's going to limit your salary and basically put you in a wheel of just repetition? And trust me, I know. Jesus, my dad worked at the post office for 40-something years, and my dad was lazy as fuck. He was the perfect fucking post office employee. He worked for the first 8 years. He was out. He was fucking drunk. He actually worked. He'd walk up to the house. There's your mail. Walk to the next house. There's your mail. Then he went into the office. And he'd even admit, he was like, I don't do shit. He was like, I show up, I clock in, kind of filly fuck around the office a little bit, wait for a phone to ring, handle a situation, which is usually just lost mail. And that was, and what used to kill me, he'd work overtime. And I'm like, look, you admit that you don't work on regular time. So do you have an overabundance of shit not to do
Well, he had to read other people's magazines, right?
all the time. All the time. I never saw him actually bring any mail home, but inside his truck, I saw a lot of like magazines. I don't think he ever brought them in the house, but there were a couple of, shall we say, risque magazines out in the truck. And they weren't his. Well, I can't say that because I didn't like look at the ad, but I saw them. And hell, to tell you the truth, I grabbed a few. But I mean, we live in an environment where illusions are just getting crushed. Just getting crushed. I mean, what and ELP has, I mean, no one really knows what's going on. There is no one in control. Your thoughts, my friend?
Well, somebody just said in the comments, there's something from News Nation that said that the military shot down Mexican cartel drones that breached U.S. airspace. And prior to that, somebody had said, well, the cartels had bought missile systems from, I can't remember where. Let's see.
We have a viewer right here like, I literally work for government that relies on the feds for a good amount of the funding. There are thousands of employees here. I mean, what do we really need the government to do? And I mean the federal government. The only thing I can really think of is military. Everything else, leave it to the states. I mean, we don't need a national education organization.
No, we don't. We don't. But we do need some things like Federal Trade Commission. We do need some things like the FAA. But you're right. And the Department of Energy, get the hell out of here. Because all they do really is their only real job is to make sure that we have nuclear weapons.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they haven't done shit. They haven't done shit in terms of making sure that we have imported the proper amount of oil at the right price so that we all are paying the least amount that we should be paying. Where the hell does that go? And yes, the State Department's another one.
Yeah, it's everything is managed, but it's managed badly. I mean, if we actually had a federal government that ran well, I would be less of a small fucking government guy. But nothing in Washington, D.C. is ran well because everyone has agendas. And now we have this idea that the federal government will solve all our problems.
Well, you're right. You're right. And the notion that we have, when you say we have agendas, I think that's the underlying issue, because everybody wants to be king. And I'll run this little part of the federal government. I'll run this little section of the state government. I'll have control over this. I'll have control over that. And that's where things go sideways on us. And the corruption creeps in because everybody knows that it just takes a little bit of money to get a lot done. And somebody has to look the other way.
Yeah, and we have a large area of the economy that is literally, they produce weapons. Hey, let's use the restroom real quick here.
Wow, you almost went without.
I know. All right, we'll be right back, folks.
Ever wondered how safe your online activities really are? How secure is your digital footprint? In the vast realm of the internet, privacy and security are paramount. Without adequate protection, your personal data might be at risk. There are solutions to these issues, and today we're going to talk about two of them. Introducing Liberty laptops from Calyx Solutions. These cutting-edge devices are meticulously designed to bolster online privacy, providing you the liberty to surf the internet incognito. The World Wide Web can be a wild frontier, but with Liberty laptops, your online privacy is always protected. We also present you crypto laptops, designed with cryptocurrency users in mind. Equipped to support a myriad of wallets and exchanges, these laptops are tailored for seamless cryptocurrency transactions. They offer enhanced security protocols to keep your digital assets safe. Crypto laptops ensures a secure and smooth cryptocurrency experience. It's time to take control of your online privacy and security. Venture over to Calyx Solutions and explore our Liberty laptops and crypto laptops. Don't forget, our affiliate program lets you earn $50 per sale. Visit calyxsolutions.io now or call 7028458276 for more information, because your online safety is our priority.
And we are live. What's going on, folks? We're back. Okay, now let's jump over to AI solving cancer. We've had several reports that even here in Florida, we are doing research on ivermectin and other. Oh, yeah. They're saying there's evidence that ivermectin is a cure for cancer. Now,
I bet you that just has some folks just gagging, just absolutely gagging. That's just for parasites.
oh yeah,
It's just
yeah,
my horse has parasites. I'll give it ivermectin.
absolutely. It is literally what people have said for years. And yet everyone who said it would, oh, no, you're a conspiracy theorist, you're a conspiracy theorist. They wouldn't hold back any medication, especially medication that was cheap and available.
And cured cancer, not treated it, cured it.
Yes. It's once again, what would happen? What would happen to the economy if they rolled out a bunch of cures? There's a whole industry of cancer treatment. All right? Treatment. Not not, curing it, treating it. And if we have a cure, how do you transition? And I think this is what we're in the middle of, is we have a lot of long, drawn-out industries like electricity, energy, oil, the cancer, leukemia, all of these industries that were created. And now health care is like one of the largest in the country. How do you wean yourself off of a health care system that is only about health care management and not curing? Because You have, in order to have a health care system this large, you have to have a lot of very sick people, or else it collapses.
A lot of people who are on treatments.
Absolutely. It's, oh, you're going to need this shot for the rest of your life. You're going to need this drug for the rest of your life. All of your children are going to need 98 vaccines when they're born. 98 were recommended for a newborn baby. Let that sink in. Well, I mean, and I'm not even anti-vaccine. I'm wait the fuck a second here. Let's use some common sense. Let's do a little risk evaluation here. Risk versus reward. Because if you inject a vaccine into a child, that's going to change them. That's why you're doing it, because you want to trigger a response. Why? I mean, it's, and I think it's because this just makes sense. It's the money. They have to have the money. That's what Obamacare is all about, is making sure the health care system has its money. That's it.
Well, that's going to be one of the cudgels that's used in the election, is the ever increasing prices of healthcare for the U.S. citizen is now going to become the battle cry for both parties as to why you should vote for them. We'll get it reduced. We'll bring it down. You're not going to bring down the cost of healthcare.
Yeah.
Not unless you blow the system up. And that's not going to happen.
And that's the problem. I think over the last 100 years, if not more, we have, I say we, I mean generations of universities and government have created a system that is no longer applicable and no longer efficient, no longer really what it was originally. And I'll even give them a little grace here, that it was intended to actually help people. It seems as if this system was created just for the system and not for people in the system. That we have always actually been the product of the system. We are the consumer.
That became the case when we moved from when we became true Western medicine, and it was diagnosis with prescribed remedy. That when we moved to that school of thought where doctors are now being taught how to diagnose and prescribe, that's when all of it went out the window. that's when your real health was the last concern of theirs. It was their financial welfare.
Yeah, and we have proof of this because they advertise medicine on television to
Oh
the
yeah,
general public.
yeah. So I can be my own advocate for it and post.
Yeah, it's hey,
Hey,
I
guys.
saw this on fucking TV.
Yeah, yeah. How about this one?
Yeah, it's if they're gonna advertise, wouldn't they go to the doctors and say, hey, look, this here's our resource, here's our research, this is what we have found. You if you think this is a good pill or whatever, use it. But that's why they call it. And this goes back to legalese. There's a reason why they call it practice, why it's a medical practice, because they're licensed to practice. Just like lawyers, they're licensed to practice law. They use the word practice on purpose because then if a lawsuit arises, you cannot sue the issuer of the license. Because what good is a license if it isn't giving your seal of approval? Because it's just like a driver's license. I mean, why do we need a driver's license? Well, we go and we prove that we can at least drive safe enough while someone's watching us that we pass a test. Well, that doesn't mean you know how to drive. That doesn't mean that you're a good driver. That just means the government using driving now has removed freedom of motion and replaced it with privilege of motion. We never had horse license. Well, actually, New York did. So, what is it really all about? It's about the illusion of control. You do what we say, or we'll take your license away. It's just like your license plate. And I've said this 1,000. Your car runs great without a license plate. You don't need it. And it isn't like you're going to forget which fucking car is yours and walk out and go, oh, thank God I have a license plate, because I would have never figured out this is mine. It's all an illusion of authority, illusion of authority. I mean, when do we realize, and I think it's now, I think the illusion is collapsing. I think that people are realizing, wait, why the fuck am I paying taxes? Why in the fuck am I doing anything that the government says? It isn't like if all of a sudden we didn't have a federal government or law enforcement agencies. It isn't like all of a sudden people who are good are no longer going to be good. Now, there may actually be a little adjustment period whenever the bad guys realize they're not getting arrested. They're getting shot. Laws protect the criminals. They don't protect the people. That's just a pure, absolute 100% fact. There's not a criminal out there who's like, I was going to rob that person, but now that I have deeply fucking really kind of contemplated it, I have chose not to rob this person because I am an ethical person who wants to follow the law and am afraid of the system arresting me. No. I've known several people who have broken several laws. I'm pretty sure none of them. Hell, we've all broken laws, especially Patrick. If you've ever seen how fast he drives, that's just a suggestion. That fucking mile per hour is just a suggestion.
Pay no attention to it.
Yeah, and it's if they cure cancer, we'll have an economic issue because you'd be like layoffs all over the healthcare sector. You cannot. You have a car. You cannot cure your engine running, removing the fuel. And that's what the fuel is cancer. That's the reason you're at the doctor. I got cancer, doc. Yes, you do. Now let's set you up on a treatment plan. It's the same reason that we're just now have electric cars. The very original cars were electric. What happened to that fucking technology? Why didn't it ramp up? Because gasoline, oil. They could create a system, and then once the system was large enough, you can't bring in electric vehicles. That's going to fuck up the whole oil industry. This is a system that is built on top of a system, and we're all just actually part of the system. So right or wrong, I mean, we're at where we're at. What I'm worried about is, and the economy. I mean, it's, I don't care what nobody tells you. The economy ain't doing great, guys. Especially the lower half. Yeah, the rich and above, they're fine. But the lower half, they're struggling. What are your thoughts, Patrick?
Well, I think that's what you just said is always going to be the case. You never have an instance where the rich suddenly become poor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and and with some of the work ethic that we're seeing coming out of the younger folks these days, and the allegiance to being part of the social safety net, the indentured constituency through the Great Society programs that were created. There's no cure for this on the horizon, other than you're off the teat and you're on your own, because nothing solves that like hunger.
That's right. Like my grandfather used to say, the only cure for laziness is hunger. And it's true.
That's a fact.
It's absolutely true.
Now, the real problem becomes the inability for somebody to arrive at that conclusion that they need to get a job and they need to work, because they live in a fantasy world and don't have the capacity to get to that end point. What do I do? I'm hungry. I don't have any clothes. I don't have a place to live. Well, yeah. That's
Plus, absolutely. Plus, then we have the issue of the currency. I mean, it's when you were younger, how much was the minimum wage?
Oh shit! It was under $3.
I remember when I originally got a job, it was like $3.25 or something like that. You can't even freaking get a value meal at McDonald's for $3.25 anymore.
I still have some of my paychecks, the stubs from when I was a steel worker.
Of course you do.
Take-home pay was $125
a week.
Yes.
Live on that now.
Oh, I got a job there the first year out of high school. It was after a year of college. My dad got me a job at this place. He worked there as a steel worker, and his logic, and all four of us boys worked there. His logic was, give them a taste of this, and let's see how their grades do. And it magically improved my grades after a summer of working as a steel worker, because the notion of working up on the flywheels above the blast furnace in the middle of August was not all that appealing to me. I don't think I had 2 ounces of fat on my body.
You were lean back in the day.
Oh, I was nothing but muscle and sinew then. But I got the point. I got the point real fast. And my grades dramatically improved after that. My brothers all did the same thing. You come home after the first year and, your grades were okay. They weren't great. And then you get a summer of that, and boy, that bounced up like nobody's business on the dean's list and everything else. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like, wait a second. You mean if I don't graduate, this is my future? Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah. And cigarettes were about 50 cents a pack.
Yep. When I originally smoked, it was $1.25 a pack, and that was for Marlboros. Those were the good ones.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what I smoke. Well, the first ones I smoked, I stole from my grandfather, and those were the Pall Mall spitters.
Oh, lucky strikes, buddy. That was me.
I had the Pall Malls, the old purples, yeah. And he called me on it. He goes, I'm missing a pack of cigarettes. Did you take those? I did. You owe me a pack. Get me one. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I wasn't lying to him. I was not lying to him.
And what was crazy, you could run down to the grocery store and get him a pack of cigs.
Yeah.
At the age of like 15.
Yeah, these were my grandfather. Hell, there was a time when they would pin a note to you and send you down to the corner store, and on it would say, "You need a pack of Marlboros and a bottle of bourbon and a case or a 6-pack of beer," and they'd send it home.
Mm-hmm.
You'd walk down the street with it.
Yeah,
I was a mule.
I remember over at my grandparents' house, there was a grocery place like right down the road. They had a line of credit at their little
Oh yeah, you had a tab.
Yeah, and I walked down there and said, "Hey, Grandma says she needs some eggs, she needs some bacon, and whatever else." Okay. And once a week, she'd head down and, pay off a tab or whatever. And now my grandfather had a large tab at the bar. So that's where he was at. Whenever he left church, heading down to the bar.
Right.
All righty, Patrick. We have a show here in about an hour. Can you let everyone know where we will be and what we have now at Calyx Solutions? We have iPads and
tablets. Yeah, right. We have tablets. We have both flavors. We have an iPad, and we have a Galaxy tablet available for use as either a Liberty tablet or a crypto tablet. They're available on the website. We have a show. The cyber stuff is going to be on at 11 o'clock Central. You're welcome to join us. You go to our website, and as a holder or owner of a crypto laptop or a Liberty laptop, you'll be able to subscribe going to the portal. In there, you'll find Calyx Cyber Suite, and you can sign up for either one of the subscriptions. We send you an email with a link so you can watch the live version, and there's archives that are available as well. And today we're going to be talking about, there's a number of different topics that we're going to be going over. How to stay safe during tax season. There was a wrench attack by 2 high schoolers in Arizona, which is becoming a pretty prolific thing where people show up, and rather than try to hack in or use a phishing scam, social engineering, if you will, to get to your funds, they show up with a wrench and try to beat the daylights out of you. There's some regulation afoot in Canada to tighten the crypto custody standards to curb losses from theft, which is a good thing. And there's a number of other topics that we're going to address. So come join us. Be glad to have you. Yeah.
Awesome. Absolutely. We will see you guys in about an hour. There's a link under here for Calyx Solutions if you want to go right now and check it out. Everyone have a great day. I will see you in about an hour, Patrick.
Sounds good. Thanks, everyone, for watching.
Love you guys. Bye-bye.
Introducing the Liberty Laptop, your gateway to online anonymity. Engineered with your privacy in mind, the Liberty Laptop comes equipped with cutting-edge security features, ensuring that your data remains yours and yours alone.
No more worries about your personal information being shared without consent. Say goodbye to prying eyes and third-party snoops. Enjoy your online freedom with advanced privacy settings, protecting your every digital move, all at your fingertips. With the Liberty Laptop, you control what others see and don't see. We customize your privacy settings and let only what matters most to you be shared. No more concerns about unwarranted surveillance. We put the power back in your hands. No unwanted access through the laptop's camera and microphone. Powered by the latest technology, the Liberty Laptop ensures performance while respecting your personal boundaries. The Liberty Laptop. Your control. Your privacy. Your world. Visit calyxsolutions.io to experience true personal freedom today.